Hello guys from Naga City, Camarines Sur. This is Mike Padua and we're back to our latest update. And we are now closing the update on now Super Typhoon Enteng with international name Yagi. And last night we were not able again to give you the very latest YouTube and Facebook videos due to lack of time and our jet lag from I call it a jet lag since it's more than 2 days that we lack sleep. So it's a feeling of like a jet lag, and we cannot. My mind is swirling already, so I need to take a nap. Okay, so this is now a final update. It's already outside the par, but it is a slow-moving system, very dangerous, and the monsoon range continues to pummel the western sections of Luzon, including Metro Manila and parts of MIMAROPA. And this for today, Thursday, September 5, 2024, English version, brought to you by Typhoon 2000 and Naga College Foundation.
But before we begin, we'd like to thank our partners, Aboitiz Power, Bank of the Philippine Islands Sustainable with You. If you're interested, just click on the link up here. Or if you're watching via Facebook, visit the description page for more details regarding BPI Sustainable with You. And also one of the best hotels in the Bicol region and Naga City, Avenue Plaza Hotel. The local government of Naga City, headed by our Honorable Mayor Nelson Legacion and our Honorable Congressman of the 3rd District of Camarines Sur, Congressman Gabi Bordado.
Now, let's start with our update. Here's the latest fast animation from the University of Wisconsin Tropical Cyclone page. As you can see, uh, a large, somewhat average eye has developed within the vicinity of Enteng, and it has prompted the Joint Typhoon Warning Center to reach super typhoon status during the past 12 hours. But right now, because it's starting to undergo a eye wall replacement cycle, that's normal for super typhoons when it begins some eye wall replacement cycle. When in the old eye wall collapses and a new one develops, the wind speed will dramatically weaken, okay, or will dramatically decrease. And that's the reason why it has been downgraded after 6 hours, and right now it's just a major typhoon from 240 down to 230 kph because the boundary of a super typhoon is at 240. Okay, 240 and up, it's already a super typhoon from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center using 1 minute average. But if we use Pagasa, they're using 10-minute average, that's 185 kph. And since it's already outside of par, Pagasa are not issuing bulletins anymore. But look at this. The effects of the southwest monsoon will continue to bring occasional monsoon rains, which can cause continuous flooding in low-lying areas of Western Luzon from Ilocos region down to Metro Manila, Calabarzon, and parts of Mindoro. While Bicol region, we are now experiencing some sunshine and decreased rainfall. We only experience some very low amount of rainfall throughout the day, around 1.5 millimeters, compared to yesterday reaching at 30 millimeters. So it's a dramatic decrease. And aside from Super Typhoon Enteng, look at the Pacific. Quite busy. We have here a new cyclone named Tropical Depression 13W. And a few hours ago, it has been upgraded by the Japan Meteorological Agency as Lipi. Okay, so that's the name. I need to check the definition, I mean the meaning of that word, but it's on the Japan Meteorological website. If you'd like to check it out, just visit their website. And we have here another one, LPA 94W, somewhere here. And it's likely to remain as a moderate LPA, and it is likely to move towards Taiwan within the next 5 days. And we are quite worried of the by the way, this system is nothing, just a convergence of the southwest monsoon, bringing thunderstorms here but away from Bicol and Samar provinces. What I am worried about is the system. Okay, there's a cluster of fast moving easterly wave over the vicinity of the Marshall Islands moving into Micronesia. And most likely, this is the one that we are going to observe for a possible development into our next candidate of a super typhoon, because the European model is aggressive. The American model is also aggressive, that they are upgrading it into a super typhoon sometime September 13 to 15, but still 10 days to go, more than 10 days to go. The uncertainty remains high, and the probability is very low, from 0 to 25%. So we are going to monitor that in the coming days. And this is the area of where powerful typhoons, or notorious ones, devastates the Philippines and other area of Asia. And if there is a Cape Verde hurricanes in the United States, wherein these are long traveled hurricanes from the west coast of Africa into Florida or the Caribbean. They are called as the Cape Verde hurricanes. While here in our basin, we don't have one. That's why yesterday I talked to Dr. Alojado, my friend from Bacolod. He is a medical doctor, but he is also have this passion on typhoons and volcanoes. Ever since 1998, the beginning of Typhoon 2000, we have partnered to. He's the one responsible for the statistics of the worst and the most powerful typhoons, but he is now revising the list, which will include new ones on the list of the costliest, worst, etc. Okay, and we talk about, and he mentioned it to me, that why not we give it a name like a Caroline typhoons or Micronesian typhoons, and then I told him yes, the Micronesian typhoon is quite a better wording sounding. Okay, since these are areas of the federated state of Micronesia. So this is now the counterpart of the Cape Verde Islands. So credit to Dr. Alojado for bringing that out. And let's hope that the typhoon community, those chasing storms here, and also the meteorologists who are watching our video can use that term for notorious cyclones forming here over the Micronesian Islands. So from now on, we are going to call this as a Micronesian typhoon. Okay, so this is a candidate of a Micronesian typhoon, and it is likely a threat to Luzon by next weekend, September 13, 14, 15. But there are some good news, and I'm going to show to you later on this video. Now let's proceed. Here's the zoom in satellite animation that shows to you this powerful and becoming more larger super typhoon Yagi, with the local name Enteng, and it moved out of the Philippine area of responsibility yesterday morning, and due to its slow movement, warm oceanic heat content, it rapidly intensified into a super typhoon 12 hours ago. But right now, during the past few hours, it has been downgraded into a major typhoon with winds of only 230 kph because of a eye wall replacement cycle. That's normal for a super typhoon that replaces the eye wall when it has been used a lot. Okay, when the energy is used a lot, it will die down and a new eye wall will form. That's the reason why it has been downgraded from a super typhoon during the past 6 hours. And you can see here the southwest monsoon still bringing some occasional monsoon rains across Luzon, particularly the western sections, except for Bicol region and some parts of Quezon. And let's take a look now at the track of Yagi. So this is wait. So this is the track of Yagi, based on all Asian agencies, where the Joint Typhoon Warning Center is at 130 knots or 240 kph. But we are going to replace this since there's already a new one. That's it, downgraded to 125 knots, no longer a super typhoon, and it's already here south of Hong Kong. And Filipinos listening or viewing our video here at our Mr. Typhoon TV, or at our Facebook channel. Please take all necessary precautions and prepare for the onslaught of this typhoon. It will pass along in between northern Hainan and southern part of Leizhou Peninsula. So please take all necessary precautions. All the communities down there. I hope everyone will survive this damaging winds of this typhoon. Although it has weakened, it may still intensify or maintain its strength. But so far, the oceanic heat content is decreasing over this area, so it's likely to maintain and slowly weaken. And since it is close to land, it will have some land interaction as well. Now, this is the reason why the storm has weakened from a super typhoon, and this is due to a eye-wall replacement cycle. You can see at the last part of the video, the western eye-wall collapses. You can see that blue opening. So that's the sign that there's already an eye-wall replacement cycle, or ERC, ongoing. Here's the multimodal diagnostic comparison of all wind forecast, and it's has weakened here. So it's likely for the next 2 days it will weaken rapidly. Now let's take a look at the oceanic heat content. So this is the reason also why it will not regain or intensify after the eye wall replacement cycle, because of the cooling of the oceanic heat content as it approaches the eastern coast of northern Hainan. But look at this, there is still some warm oceanic heat content over the Gulf of Tonkin, concentrated here, piling up here. But due to land interaction, it may not regain, and the depends on the speed. If it does weaken, if it does remain quasi-stationary, it will have the chance to intensify. But so far, due to the largeness of the system, it's negative as of this time. You're sleepy along the sea east of Japan, moving towards the northeast. This is a short-lived tropical cyclone and nothing to worry about. Now for our rain forecast and folks down there in Metro Manila. So what will happen, and particularly the western sections of Luzon, we have some good news because this is the rainfall right now. Tomorrow, for the next 24 hours, Friday, it will start to weaken, but there is still some on enough rainfall. And then on Saturday, there will be a dramatic improvement of the weather across Metro Manila and the western sections of Luzon, most especially on Sunday, September 8th. But there's still some monsoonal winds here, okay, over extreme northern Luzon, Batanes, Babuyan Cubab Islands. So there's a southwesterly wind flow there, and most likely because of the developing LPA here, which is not expected to intensify compared to a few days ago that it's likely to become a cyclone, but the latest now, it's not expected to intensify. So that's the way it is. That's the rain forecast, and we shall see some improvement in the weather. And later on, we are going to discuss this, but so far, it's still far away and it's not yet appearing. It's just a tropical wave approaching eastern Micronesia as of this time. So tomorrow, Friday, still some effects over western Luzon, including Metro Manila, but decreasing in the amount of rainfall. And on Saturday and Sunday, it will return back to normal. But here's the new LPA 94W, quite large. Mostly it's a shallow one. It's hard to develop when we have a very large system. And here comes the other one, southeast of Guam, approaching on Sunday, becoming likely a tropical depression or a low pressure. Monday, September 9, it will pass south of Guam as a tropical depression or tropical storm. Southwesterly winds across our country. Good weather, afternoon or evening rain showers and thunderstorms expected for the next 4 to 5 days. Tuesday, September 10, it will track more to the west and threatening the Philippine air responsibility, and it's likely to become a tropical storm. On Wednesday, it's passing northwest of Yap. This is Yap, small island there, north of Palau. This is already a severe tropical storm. And on Thursday, September 12th, the day before translation, we have a translation or the procession of the Our Lady of Penitential towards from Basilica Minore to Cathedral. So everyone's busy, but we are here to give you the very latest on that. But no worries, guys. No worries. Okay, there's a dramatic change in the forecast model on September 13th, the day of the translation, based on the current forecast as of this time. So let's hope it will remain that way. And Thursday, September 12th, it will become a severe tropical storm or even a typhoon as it enters the Philippine area of responsibility. It will enter PAR around the early morning of Thursday, September 12th. And then on Friday, it will grow into a powerful typhoon, probably a category 2 or 3. And then it's expected to slow down because of the change of the steering pattern. The high pressure will switch here. It will push the storm northward, sparing the Philippine Islands based on the current right now of the models. But again, this is more than 5 days, highly uncertain, low probability. Anything can still change. But we are all praying that this will be the trend. Okay, so Friday the 13th, it will start to move towards the north. So there you go, becoming most likely a super typhoon or a major typhoon. Saturday, September 14, it's now to the east, about 1,000 kilometers to the east of Cagayan. Still a super typhoon based on the pressure levels. Okay, these are conservative pressure levels, but in reality, that's on maybe 930, 920, much stronger. We've observed that for the past decade when we are using these computer models. So Saturday evening, it's already to the east of Batanes. So that's a very good news. But you can see the southwest monsoon again bringing rainfall across Visayas, MIMAROPA. And later on, maybe September 15 to 17, we are be expecting this southwest monsoon across most parts of Luzon. So it's a large system, roughly, if we measure this, more than 1,000 kilometers across. And it's really a common formation or size during September to November, especially if we are moving into the time of neutral conditions into a slight La Nina. Later on, after 1 week, we will be having the very latest on the La Nina watch. Let's hope that it will not intensify because it will bring lots of rainfall during the last quarter of 2024. So that's the European model. Now let's take a look at the American model. Let's move it. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, okay, Monday. There you go. Same track as of the European model, but it's slightly more to the north, passing over the northern most parts of the northern Marianas, over Agrihan Island, likely here on Wednesday, September 12, September 11, September 12. It will start to bend towards the west-northwest, approaching the Philippine area of responsibility. Friday the 13th, it will enter the Philippine area of responsibility about 1,000 kilometers east of Taiwan. So this is a much higher in latitude. But you can see here the bulk of the southwest monsoon. And on Saturday, it will track more to the west-northwest or westward, threatening the southern islands of Japan, including Okinawa and Taiwan. So that's the different track of these computer models. So it's still highly uncertain. We don't know until we reach less than 5 days to go. So to wrap up the track of all models, the European model, which is color red, goes this way. Okay, when it reaches here, it will move that way. The American model is tracking the system here, and then from there it will move this way. Okay, so the uncertainty is somewhere here, so it's quite large. We don't know, since this is still 10 days to go, 10, 8, 10 days to go. So we will let you know in the coming days. Let's hope that the trend will continue to move the system up, but we must be aware that there's a large system approaching next weekend. Okay, so here's the ensemble from the historywave.com of China. This is from a website from China, and here's the ensemble. The European model shows it here. So most likely Taiwan and the southern islands of Japan is under the threat of this system. Here's the current track of Yagi or Enteng, and this is now Lipi, so no worries. And this is formerly Hone. So far we have 4 systems. The one over the Micronesian Islands is worth watching. So we call this as the Micronesian Typhoon. So we are all eyes on that system. So for the wave forecast, those fishermen watching our video, I know there are a few ones watching video every day, every updates. Still choppy, big waves here, not suitable for fishing. Don't venture out to sea across the whole of the West Philippine Sea, from 3 to 5 meters in wave heights. Very dangerous to all types of sea vessels, while the rest is normal, very low, calm, up to just a meter in wave height. But if we move this for the next 3 days until Sunday, there are much improved wave heights here over the West Philippine Sea, back to normal now, as well as the inland waters of the Philippine Islands and the East Philippine Sea, particularly on Monday, back to normal again. But we are going to forward this. You can see that this is now the next super typhoon. See, wow, quite large. Look at that area of 3 to 5 meters or 6 meters of wave heights. It's really terrible, that frightening, in short. Ooh, look at that. This is around 9 meters. Wow, it's really a super typhoon. But again, we are using the European model. It's going up, so nothing to worry about. But more changes is coming. So let's hope and pray it will continue that way. Now, for the global tropics hazards outlook for the next 2 to 3 weeks, nothing changes. Because of the wet phase of the Madden-Julian Oscillation entering the Western Pacific, more tropical cyclones are expected. Week 2, valid September 11 to 17. This is now the system that we are observing for next weekend, a large one from the Micronesian Islands. So we call this as the Micronesian Typhoon. And then September 18 to 24, look, week 3, but highly uncertain, not sure. Still more than 65. How many percent this one? Yeah, 40% of a tropical cyclone formation. This is 65%. So this is likely to happen, but this is not yet sure. Still above average rainfall. So let's hope that changes will still occur in the formation of that cyclone for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And here's the Madden-Julian Oscillation. Like I said, when we are on blue color, it means more rainfall over our area. So the Philippines is here, and we are now into the peak of the Madden-Julian Oscillation wet phase, and most likely by October there might be some dry phase, this color orange, so less rainfall. That's the usual cycle every other months. Okay, so let me show you here the forecast for the next the next 2 weeks until September 18. Oh, there's no track here. Sorry. Just here. So this is the MGO for the outgoing long wave radiation. The blue one, it's the one that absorbing the heat So more absorption on the ocean means more developments, more tropical cyclones, more rainfall. So that's it. September 2 until September 17 or 18, we are on the wet phase of Madden-Julian oscillation. So we are going to prepare if more cyclones are threatening our country. So let's all pray that it will move north and not affect our country. Okay, so there you go. That's the latest for this Thursday, September 5. Because we don't have already a tropical cyclone within power, we'll be returning to every other day updates. So we will resume our tropical weather analysis on Saturday to give you the very latest, especially on the upcoming cyclone down there over the Micronesian Islands, to be known as a Micronesian Typhoon, which is much dangerous and notorious when it comes to the historical typhoons from 1900s up to present. Most of them, to give you an example of a Micronesian typhoon, Yolanda is one. Okay, we have also Sisang and so many storms in the past. Again, this is Mike Padua. Stay safe always. Let's pray hard. Thank you so much for watching our channel. God bless to all.